Welcome to my channel. In this class we're going to start each of the 34 exercises with a modification, and you can choose whether to stay with the modification or move on to the more advanced variation. So we'll start off where it all begins with the breath, just noticing how the breath flows in and out. That'll apply to every exercise we do. The first Pilates exercise, the hundreds, is all about deepening the breath. So let's start off with a deep inhale and then exhale, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pulling the navel in. Inhale, relax the belly, clasp the hands behind the head, lengthen the neck. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale, lift the head and shoulders up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull the stomach in, continue breathing in through the nose. And exhale all the air out. Really draw the stomach in. Let's start with the first modification of the hundreds. Legs up in a tabletop position. Float your head and shoulders up, reach your fingertips, start pumping the arms, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5, inhale, exhale, pull the stomach in, keep going with the arms. If you want, you can stretch your legs up. As you exhale, draw the stomach in even more, inhale, creating length through the spine, exhale, pulling the stomach in even more, relax for a moment. If you want more challenge, we're going to take the legs further down, maybe to a 45-degree angle, and again pumping the arms, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, stretching the arms away long, stretching the legs away long. Exhale. If you want a full exercise, lower the legs all the way down, just so they're hovering a little bit off the floor. This is a full variation. It's the most challenging variation that we'll do. And relax it down. Let's come up to sitting to start building the roll up. So come up to a long spine, hands clasp your legs. Inhale to lengthen, exhale round the back, really draw the stomach in and stretching all the way back up. Inhale, exhale, really rounding the lower back. Keeping space in between the ears and the shoulders and coming back. Same things with the fingertips pointing forward. So again, rounding back, you might go back a little bit further this time. And coming in, finding that long spine. Again, rounding back, seeing how much you can draw your navel in. And coming up, lengthening the top of the head up. This time we're going to roll all the way down until your head reaches the floor. Reach your arms up and back. Roll up, lift your head and shoulders up. And stretching the arms and the head forward. Again, rolling down vertebra by vertebra, stretching the arms up. Coming up, if you need assistance in coming up, you can hold onto your legs and use them to help you come up, stretching over. Let's stretch the legs out long, curve over so we're in a C shape and rounding back one vertebra after another. When you get there, really stretch the arms and legs out long. Lift the head and shoulders up if you need your arms to help you to come up, and really stretch the arms and heads forward, rolling down. Really lengthening through the whole body, rolling up, peeling up vertebra by vertebra. And this time we'll really try and stretch over as much as possible. This is a full roll down, rolling down one vertebra after another, lengthening the arms, the legs, the whole body, rolling up, peeling up vertebra by vertebra, stretching over, really lengthening the back body and rolling down. This time we're going to keep the arms by the sides, lift the legs up. We'll start building up the rollover. Bring the legs towards you, feel the hips come up just a bit, then open the legs, circling them around to meet. Legs towards you, hips come up, circling the legs round, bring them together. One more time in that direction, circling them around, and then reverse. Open the legs, bring them together, and lengthen them away, using the stomach to stabilize the back. Circling the legs, bringing them together, reaching them away. One more time, just like that. Reaching them down. If you want the full variation, this time take the legs overhead, open, maybe a little bit wider this time, circling the legs around, bring them to touch. Overhead, open, rolling one vertebra by vertebra, bring the legs together. One more time in this direction, rolling down, legs together, and then open the legs, circling them around, bringing them together, rolling down vertebra by vertebra for this full roll over. Squeeze inside thighs together as you come down. Press the hands down into the mat and using the center to help you control all the way down. Bend the left knee, put the left foot on the floor, and with the right leg we're going to draw little baby circles, modified leg circles. You can really keep a soft bend in that knee if you like. Circling the leg in one direction and then changing the direction of the circle, using the center to stabilize body, creating movement of the leg in the hip socket. Let's change legs. Place the right foot down, reach the left leg up, stabilize from the center, and little circles drawing with your toes on the ceiling in one direction, and change the direction of these modified leg circles. So for the full leg circle, stretch the left leg out long, the right leg up in the air, reach the right leg across, and then big circle around, taking it across, sweeping it around, so getting as much movement as possible of the leg, really working the center to stabilize, and then change the direction. Open the circle and round. Open, round. Lengthening both legs, keeping the chest open. And change, stretch the right leg out long, reach the left leg up to the ceiling, take it across the body, cross, and from here we're going to take it around in a nice big sweeping motion. Cross and around, taking it across, sweeping it around. Reverse, open the leg and around, so drawing a huge circle with the toes on the ceiling. Use your arms pressing down to help that stabilization of the body, and relax. To prepare for rolling like a ball, I'm going to hold on behind the legs, just rock up and down a few times, massaging through the spine, coming up to a sitting position, rounding the spine, and then rock back and forward. So using your legs to help you, just swinging them forwards and back. For the fuller exercise, hug the knees in, bring your nose towards your knees, rocking in between the shoulders and coming back. Up and finding the balance. You can try and imagine you're inside a tight little ball and the ball is rolling backwards and forwards, rolling the ball, coming up. And let's come to lying on your backs. Clasp your hands behind your head. You're going to take a variation of single leg stretch, supporting the head in the hands. Stretch one leg out and then reach the other leg out. Each time you lengthen the leg, draw the stomach in, shoulders down away from the ears, the neck's really long. And then for the full exercise, grab onto one shin with both hands and pull it in towards you. Use that to lift the head up just a little bit more. Keep that leg that's lengthening stretching away and relax down. Let's start building the double leg stretch. So reach the arms back as you lengthen the toes up, circling the arms around, Grab onto your shins, lift your head and shoulders up, and again, point the toes up, reach the fingers back. Circle the arms around, lift the head up, bring the knees towards you. Then we're going to the full exercise, reaching the arms and legs away from each other, really lengthening. Exhaling, squeezing it in, reaching out long, squeezing it in again. One more double leg stretch, squeeze it in, and then rocking up to a sitting position, opening the legs maybe as wide as a mat, reaching the top of the head up. Inhale, and then we're going to slide the fingertips away, let the top of the head relax over for an easy spine stretch. Each time you exhale, think of the stomach drawing in, relaxing the head, and rolling up one vertebra after another. Sitting up with a tall spine, again, reach the fingertips forwards, let the head relax down as the stomach draws in, softening the muscles of the face and the shoulders, getting a good stretch. And again, rolling up one vertebra after another. So we're going to reach the arms forwards. As you reach the arm forwards, again, think of the navel reaching back. So you're opening up space in the lower back, rolling up to a long spine, and reaching over for the spine stretch. Keep your sits bones connecting down, rolling all the way up. Let's start with an easy open leg rocker. So keep the knees bent. As you rock back, stretch the legs out and then bend them, coming back, find the balance. Again, reach the legs long as you rock back, bend them to come back. Rocking back and forwards for the full exercise. Stretch the legs out, try and keep them long as you rock back and coming up with long legs. The legs are about shoulder width apart. Find the balance, lengthening through the spine. Rocking back and up, and then coming back down for an easy corkscrew variation. So keep a soft bend in the knees, and we're going to take little circles, circling both legs around. You can make it quite small, just getting a massage on the back of your pelvis, your lower back. Let's circle the legs in the opposite direction. So even though it's quite small, you still should be feeling some work in all the abdominal muscles. Circling both legs around, squeezing them together. So this might be challenging enough, and you can just do it again a bit bigger. Or for the full corkscrew, take the legs overhead, reach them over to the right, circle them all the way to the left, and overhead, and then to the left, circling the legs, big circle all the way overhead. Over to the right, big circle with both legs all the way overhead. To the left, circle the legs around and up. Coming back to a sitting position with legs open. We'll prepare for saw. So walk your hands towards your right foot. You can even hold on with your hands if you want to deepen the stretch. Each time you exhale, draw the stomach in, connect your sits bones down towards the floor, rolling up vertebra by vertebra and over to the left. Walk your hands forwards. You might hold on to your leg to help yourself stretch just a little bit deeper. Feel the connection of both sits bones down and roll yourself up. Reach your arms long and then twist. Reach one arm forward, stretch the other arm back for the saw. Coming back to center, lengthen over to the other side. Reach the arm forward, stretch the other arm back, stomach in, and coming up. Let's add the little sawing motion, 3 pulses. Pulse, pulse, coming up to the other side. Saw, 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 reaching up, and again, each time you deepen more and more, and reach, coming up to the other side, reach, and reach, and reach, coming to center. Let's move on to lying on our fronts to prepare for some extension work. So have the hands underneath the forehead, the shoulders down away from the ears. Coming back to the breath and the sensation when you exhale, the stomach lifts up and the pubic bone gently imprints down into the mat. Then press the hands down to let your head and shoulders float just a little bit off the hands, and bring the forehead back. This is a really good preparation for any extension exercises that we might do. Lengthen the top of the head forward. You want to get a sense of length throughout the spine. Keep pressing the hands down to help you lengthen, and bring the head back. This time just the right leg is going to lengthen and float up and down, and then the left leg, reach it out so long that it just floats just a little bit off the floor and coming back. So really thinking of creating as much length as possible. Bringing the leg back down, and again with the left leg lengthening it to float it up just a bit and back down. Let's begin with an easy variation of swan dive. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, press them down, lengthen up just as far as feels good for your back, and as you bend your elbows back, lengthen both legs up. Press down, open your chest, really lengthen through the spine, bend the elbows back, lengthen, and then lift your legs. So we're doing a sort of seesaw motion. You might want to add a little rocking, rock forwards and back. And if you want to do the full exercise, open the arms to the sides and keep rocking. And when you've had enough, bring yourself back to a rest position. Take a deep breath in, relaxing the muscles of your back, because you're going to be working them again. So preparing for the single leg kick. Let's find a forearm plank. Really feel the stomach pulling in. Forearms pressing down into the sphinx. Press down to open the chest, gaze forward, and relax the top of the head down. Again, push down, open the chest, get that sense of length through the spine. Relax it down. Push down, lengthening the sphinx. And if you do want to do the full exercise, lift one leg up and then kick, kick, lengthen it away. And the other leg lengthens up, kick, kick. As you lengthen the leg away, open the chest just a little bit more. Let's add flex point, reach the leg away. Flex point, stretch it away. Flex, point the foot, stretch it out. Last time, kick, kick, reach it out. And come back to lying on your stomach. This time have the arms long by the sides and turn your head so you're facing me. Let's take a moment to really relax here. You might be feeling a little stretch in your neck or your shoulders. And then bring the head to center. Float your head and arms and legs up. Turn your head in the opposite direction. And again, a moment just to relax. It might feel a bit different on this side. Bring the head back to center, float everything up, and coming back down, turn the head back towards me and clasp the hands behind your back. Try and bring your hands closer towards your head and your elbows a little bit closer towards the floor. And then stretch the arms out, lift up the head, lift up the legs, really opening the shoulders. Turn your head to the other way. Hands reach towards the shoulder blades, elbows down towards the floor, so you're getting that internal rotation in the shoulders. And then stretching out, lifting up the head, opening the chest, coming back to the first side. Double leg kick. Bring both heels towards you. Kick, kick, and then stretching everything out, opening the chest. Turn the head the other way. Kick, kick, and stretch it out. Again, bring your heels towards your hips and then reach them away, opening the shoulders, opening the chest. Kick, kick, and stretching it out. Push yourself up and back into the rest position. Allow your forehead to relax down into the mat. Let's take a moment just to come back to the breath, as if we're massaging the muscles with oxygen. And then slowly start to bring yourself up. And we're going to prepare for neck pull. So let's start off with the soles of the feet together, knees apart, sitting up with a tall spine, and then drop the head over, rounding the spine from here, lengthening from the lower, middle, upper back all the way to the head, and coming back up, lengthening up. And again, dropping the head down and reaching, lengthening the spine on a long diagonal and bringing the head up. Stretch your legs out long, clasp the hands behind the head and really lengthen the neck. Again, rounding over, bringing your head towards your legs and then coming forward on a long diagonal, lengthening the spine up, opening the chest. Again, round, draw the stomach in, bring the head down towards your legs. Stretching out, long diagonal, keep lengthening up. You might go a little bit further back this time if it feels good for you. And from there, rolling down one vertebra after another. Rolling back up, so you might need to use your hands to help you come up and then place them back behind your head. Drop the head down, reach it on a long diagonal forwards, lengthen up. You might go back on a long diagonal if that feels good for you, and then rounding the back vertebra by vertebra. Rolling up. If you need to use your hands, place the hands behind the head. And let's do it with a little bit more flow, rounding back, coming up, drop the head, lengthen up and rounding. One more flowing neck pull, really rippling through the spine. And come back to lying on your backs. We're going to start off with an easy variation of scissors. So bring one leg towards you, stretch it up, pull it in. As you exhale, lift the head and shoulders up, lengthen both legs out. Relax that down, and let's take the other leg, stretching it up, lengthening both legs, lift the head and shoulders up. Going to lift the bottom leg off and take two little pulses towards us. Pulse, pulse. Really scissor switch the legs, lengthening both legs away from each other, drawing the stomach in. Hands behind the head for an easy bicycle variation, really bicycling the legs, lengthening one leg away as the stomach draws in, and reverse the direction of the bicycle. Stretching the legs out, lengthening the spine. So those variations might be enough for you. If you want to do the original exercise, take the legs overhead, support your lower back with your hands, and we're going to scissor switch the legs here, reaching one leg forward, the other leg reaches back. Really use your arms as a sort of kickstand to support you. Use your hands to lengthen the spine, stretching the legs away, still feeling that engagement of the center, and then bicycle the legs in one direction, maintaining that nice sense of length we had before, and bicycling in the other direction. And let's take both legs overhead, press the arms down into the mat, slowly and with control, rolling down. Place your feet on the floor. We're going to start to build up the shoulder bridge. So nice and simple to begin with, just rolling the hips up, push the feet down. Take a breath when you get up top, and as you exhale, slowly rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Again, press your feet and arms down, lift your hips up. Then we're going to bring one foot off the mat, bring the knee to the chest and change, and the other knee and change. Bring the knee towards the chest and change. Other side. Place both feet down, slowly rolling down. Again, rolling up. Keep the hips up high. This time point one foot up to the ceiling, bend the knee, bring it back. And the other foot, reach the toes up, bend the knee, bring that foot back down. Stretch it out, bend the knee, bring it back. Reaching out and back. And rolling down, relax. Lift your hips up high again, bring one leg towards you. This time we're going to kick the leg down and up. Point as you kick down and flex as you kick up. Try and keep the hips really stable as you kick the leg. Place a foot down and then the other leg reaches up really long. Kick it down and up. Point it down, kick it up in flex. Point and flex, lengthen the leg away and back. Down and up, both feet on the floor, lift the hips up just a little bit more, rolling all the way down. One more variation, coming up again, so you can either clasp your hands behind your back and press down into the mat, or for the full variation, place your hands underneath your lower back, open your chest, reach one leg up. I'm just going to stay there and hold. Feel free to do the full shoulder bridge with a kick. Then we're going to change legs, reach the other leg up. So again, either stay with me or keep going with the leg kick up and down for the full variation. Place your feet back and slowly rolling up to a sitting position. We're going to start building up the spine twist. So come to a comfortable seated position. Place one hand on the opposite knee, the other hand behind. Use the arms to lengthen as you twist. And each time you exhale, see if you can use oblique stomach muscles to slightly deepen the twist. And then coming over to the other side, hand on the opposite knee, the other hand supports from behind, lengthening, and each exhalation just deepening the twist, reaching the top of the head up to the ceiling. You might want to change the cross of your legs, cross your arms over your chest and rotate over to one side, come back to center and rotate to the other side. Coming back, lengthening even more, again rotating, feeling the oblique muscles of the stomach, increasing the rotation, and over to the other side. For the full spine twist, stretch out the arms, stretch out the legs, and we're going to rotate to one side and center. Twist, increase the twist, lengthen things through center. Twist, twist, up, twist, twist, and again, twist, twist, coming to center and to the other side. Just give yourself a stretch over your legs. Then rolling back down, we're going to take an easy variation of jackknife. So just rocking your legs up over your head and bringing them down to a 45-degree angle. Up and down. So using a bit of momentum, using your arms as well as your stomach. If you want to do the full exercise, keep the legs straight, take them back and up on a long diagonal. Keep pressing the arms into the floor and slowly rolling down with control. Take your legs down to 45 degrees, up and overhead. Reach up towards the opposite diagonal, rolling down one vertebra after another and all the way down. One more time, really control this time. Overhead and then reach your toes up on a long diagonal. Press your arms into the mat and really control vertebra by vertebra, and coming up to a seated position again. Relax over for a moment. Let's come to lying on our sides to begin building up the side kick. So feel the stomach supporting the back. Lift the leg up so it's parallel to the floor, and we're going to start bringing the knee forward and back. Keep the knee bent. See how far forwards and back you can take the thigh and still keep the spine really long. Let's do the same thing but with a long leg. Flex the foot as it comes forwards, point the toes as they go back. Flex forward, really lengthen and reach back. So again, how much motion can you get into the leg while still keeping the spine long? Let's stretch that leg out. Hold on to the ankle, lengthen the front of the thigh. Coming up onto the forearm, press the forearm into the mat, reach the other arm long, and again let's take that kick. Flex forward, lengthen the leg back. Kick forwards as you lengthen the leg back, lengthen the spine even more. And if you want the full variation, both hands behind your head, both legs long, and kick the top leg forwards as much as possible, reach it back as much as possible, forwards and back. And this variation really challenges the stability. Let's come up for a little mermaid stretch. Sweep that arm up. You might want to hold onto the wrist with the opposite hand. And we have that whole progression over on the other side. Coming to lying with both knees bent. Lift that top leg up and forwards and backwards. Just finding how much motion you have in the leg without moving the spine. Back as much as possible, and then same thing with a straight leg. Flex and point the foot. Flex forward, kick it forwards, lengthen it, long point back, forwards, sweep it back. And let's stretch the front of the thigh, maintaining length through the spine, coming up onto the forearm. Reach the other arm out long, kick the leg forwards and back. Each time the leg goes back, think of pressing your forearm down even more and lengthening the spine just a bit more. And if you want the full variation of the side kick, clasp both hands behind the head, stretch the underneath leg out, and again kicking the leg forwards and back, really challenging the stability so the center's working. Shoulders are opening, kick forward, lengthening it back. Let's come to sitting for a teaser preparation. So pick the legs up, hold on behind your shins. Going to slide the hands down, then reach the arms back and use the hands to bring yourself up to that mini teaser position with bent legs. Coming up, the legs are bent. And then if you can come up without using the assistance of the hand, that's going to make it a little bit more challenging. And for a little more challenge, I'm going to keep the legs long and roll down and up, maintaining that length in the legs. So if you need to bend a little bit now and again, that's absolutely fine. But we're trying to keep the legs as long as possible. And then for a different variation of the teaser, take both the legs and the arms down to the floor and then pick everything up, opening the chest, lengthening. Let's think about hip twist with stretched arms, probably one of the most challenging ones for me to do. So we'll start off nice and simple with the forearms back, so you can really open your chest here as you let the knees drop from side to side. This is a very easy, basic preparation for the full exercise. Bring the knees up, and we're going to take like a can-can. So bend the knees, take them over to the side, stretch them out, bend them in, And again, over to the first side, stretch them out. And again, to the other side, bringing them back. And if you feel like doing the full exercise, take the arms back, stretch the legs out, take them over to one side, circling them all the way around, and then to the other side, circle and coming back. This is a really challenging exercise to do. Circle, keep the chest open. Okay, that's quite enough of that. Let's come on to lying onto our front for the swimming preparation. Stretch out your right arm and your left leg, float them up with the head and bring them back down. Left arm, right leg, stretch them out as you lift up and lengthen down. Again, first side, creating as much length as possible through the body and down. Stretching the other side. If you want to do the full exercise, lift up both arms, both legs, and then just change and change, creating that length and maybe going a little bit faster and a little bit faster, really swimming, swimming, and then push back into the rest position. Relax your forehead, relax your hips. Deep breath. Let's come onto all fours to prepare for leg pull front. So reach the right leg back and then lengthening to lift it up and tap it down. Reach it up and down. So feeling how the center is connected, how the shoulders are down away from the ears. And if you want a little challenge, take the left hand and stretch it away. Bringing it back, and we'll do the same thing to the other side. So reach the left leg back, pick it up and reach it down. Up and down. Making sure that the shoulders are over the wrists, spreading the fingers. And for that extra challenge, reach your right arm out, put both hands back. Let's take both legs to the plank position for the full exercise, reaching one leg up and tapping it down. Keep pressing your fingers down as you pull your stomach in, and let's change to the other leg, reaching it up, tapping it down. Leg pull front. And now let's turn around for the leg pull back. So place the hands behind you. We're going to start off with bent knees. Press the feet down, press the hands down. Float the hips up and see how much you can open your chest, open your shoulders, maybe gazing up if it feels good for your neck. And setting the hips back down. Again, push down with your hands, lift your hips, lengthen the spine, lift one leg up and then the other. Lift the leg, try and keep the hips in place, and the other leg, relax for a moment, stretch your legs out and give yourself a good stretch over your legs. So keeping the legs long, press your hands back into the floor. Lift yourself up so your body's in a really long diagonal. Chest is open. Setting it down, and for the full exercise, reaching up and then lift up one leg and down, and reach the other leg and down. Lift and down. Just one more time. This is a pretty challenging exercise. Set your hips down and again give yourself a good stretch. Coming up to a kneeling position, we're going to stretch one leg out, reach the opposite arm up, and give yourself a side bend, and then place the arm down, reach the arm so you're really opening up the side of the body. And again, coming up, stretching over to the first side. This time as you bring the hand to the floor, lift the leg up so it's parallel to the floor, bring it down. Again, stretching it over. For the full side kick kneeling, we're going to stay there, take a kick forwards and point the foot back. Kick forwards as you point the foot back, stretch the arm up towards the ceiling. So you're creating length through the spine as you stretch the leg back. Coming up to kneeling, and let's do that to the other side. Stretch Stretch the other leg out, sweep the arm up, side bend over, then place your hand on the floor, reach the other arm long so you're opening the side of the body. Again, coming up, stretching over. This time we're going to lift the leg up, really reaching it long, placing it back down, over to the side bend. And if you want to do the full side kick kneeling, stay there and kick the leg forward and back. Reaching the leg forward and back, trying to keep the leg hip height as much as possible. Kick forwards and back, bringing the leg back down. Back to the first side from modified side bend. So we're going to bend the top leg, stretch out the underneath leg, drop the hips down, and then as you push the hand down into the floor, sweep the arm up and down. The hips drop down, looking towards the hand, pushing down to stretch up. Again, down. Sweep that arm up, and if you want the full variation, you can stretch both legs, bring the hips down towards the floor, press the hand into the floor to come up as high as possible, down to the floor, up, really lengthening the sides of the body, down, and let's go over to the other side. So bend the top leg, stretch the bottom leg out, drop the hips down, gaze towards the fingertips, and then push the hand down into the floor to come up that side bend. Down, sweep the arm up, press the hand into the floor. Down, reach it up, and if you want the full movement, stretch out both legs, bring the hips down and press down to come up. Lengthening down and push. This is another really challenging one. Take the hips down towards the floor. I'm going to keep one leg crossed over the other and stretch over to prepare for the boomerang. So use your arms to give yourself a good stretch. Coming up, switch the cross of the legs, and again use the arms to stretch yourself over. Coming up, you can totally keep a soft bend in your knees as you rock back. Switch your legs, come up, and again rock back, switch the legs, come back for the full variation. Stretch both legs out, clasp the hands behind your head, drop your head down, reach your arms up, and we're going to circle the arms around, maybe keeping the legs straight this time, take them overhead. Switch the cross of your legs, coming up to a seated teaser position, and then take the legs down, clasp the hands behind your back, open your chest and dive over. Circle the arms around, hold onto your legs, rocking back, open, close the legs, change. Coming up to a teaser with crossed legs, stretch your arms out, legs down, clasp the hands behind the back, open the chest, dive over with your head. Again, circling the arms close to your legs. Preparing for seal. Soles of the feet to get the knees apart. Slide the hands underneath your shin and hold onto your ankles. Use that to really stretch the head over. Relax the head down as you draw the stomach in. Let's lift both legs off, rounding the spine. Finding the balance and then rocking back. Coming back to balance, rocking back, finding the balance, clap, 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 rocking back, coming up, clap, clap, clap. Have the legs behind your head, you can clap there as well. So clap, clap, clap forwards, and maybe clap, clap, clap back. Cross your legs. We're going to grab onto both big toes and use that to bring the head down. So we're preparing for the crab. Coming up, switch the legs. Again, hold onto your big toes and reach over, drop the head. Breathing into that stretch. And pick up the feet. I'm going to rock back, switch the legs, grab onto the opposite toe, coming forwards, drop the head down. And again, rocking back, change the legs, drop the head down. And for the full exercise, again, rocking back, switch, this time come all the way over. You can use your hands on the floor if you want. Place the top of the head on the floor in front of you. Rocking back, switch, coming over, maybe using the hands if you need some help. And from here, we're going to come down to lying on our stomach. Place the left arm on the floor, grab onto the right ankle with the right hand, pull it in towards you to feel that stretch on the front of the thigh. And then you're going to push the hand down onto the floor, kick your right leg away, and use that to help you come up, opening the chest. Bring the head down, pull the foot in towards you just a little bit more. And again, pushing it away, pushing the hand into the floor, opening the chest. Bring it down, and let's switch arms and legs. So the left hand pulls the left ankle towards your hips, lengthening out the front of the thigh. And then push it away as you push the hand into the floor, opening the chest. Bringing that down, giving it a stretch, and again reaching it away, using the hand on the floor. Coming back, bring both ankles towards your hips, pull them in towards you, and then push them away. Keep pushing so that you open the shoulders, relax down, and again really activate your legs, press the feet away from you, open the chest, and if you want you can choose to do the full rocking up and down. Pushing back into a rest position, a little counter stretch for the back. I'm going to move on to build on control balance. So lying on your backs, let's take legs overhead. Support your lower back with your hands and then reach one foot up towards the ceiling. Bring it back down and switch. Reach the other leg up. Keep the opposite legs lengthening towards the back wall. And change the legs. Really lengthen them both away from each other, making sure there's no tension in the neck. If you want to try the full exercise, you can either hold on to one ankle, or I'm holding on to the mat, which I find is the easiest way for me to do it. This exercise really requires a lot of balance and a lot of control. Coming up, and we've got one more exercise to do, the push-up. So let's start off on hands and knees. Find a long diagonal spine, draw the stomach in, bend your elbows back towards the ribs and push. Bending and stretching. So it doesn't matter how far you go down, but really try and create that length through the spine, space in between the ears and the shoulders. Again, push. And now we're going to relax the head down for a moment. Tuck the toes. I'm going to reach the hips up on a long diagonal. Really reaching the heels down into the mat as you reach the sits bones up. Press your hands down to create length through the spine. Walking the hands back all the way to the feet, rolling up one vertebra after another to a long spine. Taking a deep breath in and then exhaling, rolling down. Fingers to the floor. Walk forwards to the plank position, and again bend the elbows back and stretch. If you want a challenge, keep the legs straight. Bend, push, reach the hips up, heels down. Walk the hands back towards your feet, drop the head, curl the tailbone down to roll up one vertebra after another. One more time, rolling down. Walk the hands forwards, find that plank pose, and we'll take the Pilates push-up. Elbows point back, top of the head reaches forwards, bend and stretch, creating a really nice long line through the entire body, feeling the connection of the stomach, openness in the shoulders. Coming back to that pyramid shape, stretching it out. Walk the hands back. Drop the head over, really relax, let your body hang, and press your feet into the floor, curl the tailbone down, rolling up one vertebra after another. So that's our 34 original Pilates exercise workout complete. I hope you enjoyed it and found your way of doing it so that it felt good for your body. And please subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can do more classes together.